question was, what are some questions to ask in an interview to make sure the company's culture is an inclusive environment? One of the things to be looking at is, asking, does the company have a diversity and inclusion manager? And do they have one at the executive level as well as at different areas of their company if it's a large company? You can also ask about affinity groups. And if they have affinity groups, which ones? So for example, there's the WIN network, Women Initiative Network, as well as one for Black employees as well as LGBT employees at Caterpillar, among others. We also have affinity groups for veterans. And so asking about the different affinity groups and do they have executive sponsorship, meaning that is there somebody at the executive office level that promotes them and supports these groups' existence?
If they don't have somebody who's accountable for that, what are some signs in the interview to look for that diversity might not be appreciated, or as a woman that there might be something gender specific that might be going on?
That's hard to tell in an interview. I mean, it's maybe the questions that they're asking, but if they don't have a diversity and inclusion manager, then I would simply ask, what's your company's position on diversity and inclusion? How are, is this something that you maybe you don't have that, so it's not as prominent, but maybe there's still, maybe there's plans to add one. The companies, they vary in size, obviously, and so it depends on what you're looking for. But if you're concerned about diversity and inclusion, and they don't have the manager, then simply ask, okay, what's your perspective on diversity and inclusion, and see how they respond. How can I describe for a company if they are accepting of cultures, opinions, and points of view in a safe environment? Is Glassdoor a good source? So I'd say, for one thing, most companies have websites today, and so go out and do some research on them and see what they promote on their website. See what their board of directors looks like, or see what their executive office looks like. If they're all white male, doesn't mean that they're not diverse. It just means they're not diverse at that level. And one of the other things to do is, if you're interested in a company, do a Google search. Type in the company's name with diversity and inclusion and see what comes up about them, what's out there. Have they won any awards on diversity and inclusion? Have they, are they recognized as a leader in diversity and inclusion? So you can do some research about companies that you're interested in. In terms of Glassdoor, I'm not as familiar with that as a source. I did do some looking at it today, and it seems like there's, people can read companies that they work for. Sometimes that can be, you can get some insights on how the company is, but it's also a personal opinion, right? So a lot of times people that are not happy are going to write more than people that are. So if somebody's left a company, they may not be on good terms as to why they left, and so some that you need to take with a grain of salt. Don't assume that that's what everybody's experience is.